Let me know if you can hear me. Just trying to get my head around something here, guys. Right, yeah, I think we're all good. Welcome, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to Daily Red Devil, all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Now, as promised, I did always say that if anything breaks during the day, we will always go live. Sometimes we get news stories that come out and I just think they're not worth bothering doing a stream about because I think they're unreliable. But we've had a story come out. It's been reposted by Manchester Evening News. They've put it up as a key event with like a kind of yellow headline, breaking news. This was about 10 minutes ago, right? 10 minutes ago, Manchester Evening News have reposted a story via their website. And it's come out from Raya, Qatar, right? So I've done a bit of research into this because you're probably thinking, Kieran, why are you doing a video if you haven't checked out what this source is? So Manchester Evening News have put up a piece that's come from a newspaper out of Doha, which is the capital of Qatar, called Al Raya. This newspaper was founded in 1979, so it's been going for, what, 60 years. And the headline of this news piece, it's all in Arabic, but I've translated it. It says, Manchester United deal to be settled within hours, okay? Do you want, I'll read out it out for you guys, so just give me a minute. Manchester United fans are awaiting a settlement of the fate of their club sale to the Qatari group led by Sheikh Jassim Al Thani. It is expected that the purchase contract will be signed off by the Glazer family that owns the club within the next few hours after the Qatari group entered a bid to buy the club. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so this literally is up on the Manchester Evening News website. It was posted at 3:38 p.m. And yeah, they've said, according to Raya in Qatar, Sheikh Jassim's takeover of United could be completed in a couple of hours. It is claimed the Glazers will sign off on the deal at some stage today. Should the reports be true, Sheikh Jassim will have beaten Sir Jim Ratcliffe to the purchase of Manchester United. How's everyone feeling about that? Let me know in the live chat. As I just said, guys, I did think today was a big day. This isn't a here we go. Just to clarify, I just want, before anybody gets too excited, this isn't a 100% we're there, but it's a story coming out from what I can see, a newspaper from Doha in Qatar that have been going since 1979, and they are reporting that the Manchester United purchase will be signed off by the Glazer family within the next few hours. This is up on, if anybody wants to check where I'm getting this from, if you go on the Manchester Evening News website and go on the sport and football section, they've highlighted it as a key event with like a yellow banner, so it's pinned right to the top of the Manchester United takeover news section. They've changed the headline to sale could be completed in a matter of hours, and it goes on to say that the Glazers will sign off it at some point today. Let me know what you think about this, guys. Obviously we will now discuss it as I always do. I'm not gonna nail myself to the cross at this point because, as I said, until it comes out from Fabrizio, until it comes out from the BBC, obviously it coming out from a newspaper in Qatar is significant in my opinion, because someone did tell me before that apparently it's against the law to let me just check this for you guys. Smash a like on the video whilst I double check this. Is it illegal to report false news in Qatar? Okay, here we go, guys. So apparently in Qatar, but if a newspaper or a media company posts false news, they've just increased the maximum prison sentence to 5 years in prison. The headline is Qatar 5-year prison sentence set for fake news. So if any fake news is posted in Qatar, apparently there's a 5-year prison sentence. If anybody doesn't believe that, just type in, is it illegal to report false news in Qatar? I've just searched. It says on multiple different articles that false news in Qatar can come at a prison sentence of 5 years. I know somebody said this to me before, and I was a bit unsure about it because I thought, I don't know. But yeah, I've just clarified that myself. If you Google it yourself, if you don't believe me, type in on Google, is it illegal to report false news in Qatar? I've just looked and there's one on human rights website saying Qatar has amended its code to restrict further the already narrow space for free expression by setting criminal penalties for putting out false news. So any news that they deem as false comes with a 5-year prison sentence. This is on a human rights website, so I assume this website is probably posting it as a negative. But yeah, there's multiple different websites here. Another one saying change to fake news law poses new threats to Qatar's maximum penalty for false news is 5 years in prison. And a £28,000 fine, apparently. So yeah, there's a 28 grand fine or 5 years in prison if you post false news. Yeah, exactly. Barry Wright saying Raya in Qatar have announced it. Yeah, so that's the story that we're going off, guys. So the publication is called Al Raya. It's a newspaper based in Qatar. Al Raya is an Arabic daily newspaper published in Doha, Qatar, which is obviously the capital of Qatar. It is one of the official newspapers of the country and is one of the 5 leading Qatari newspapers. Al Raya is among the 3 major newspapers in the country. It's been founded in 1979, and they're running with the headline that Manchester United deal will be settled within hours. They go on to say, let me just put it in the chat for you guys. Let me just post this into the chat for you just so you can read it as well, because I know some people always get a bit upset if they don't know where I'm reading stuff from. I can't post all of it in. I'll try and put a link to it somewhere in the chat. So anyway, if anybody's just joining, this is what the story says. It says Manchester United fans are awaiting a settlement of the fate of their club sale to Sheikh Jassim. It is expected that the Manchester United purchase will be signed off by the Glazer family that owns the club within the next few hours after the Qatari group entered a bid to buy the club against Sir Jim Ratcliffe. The competition is blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so ultimately this paper in Qatar is saying, yeah, and as well, guys, the stock market is closed. I did say this earlier. Apparently, businesses in America the stock market has to be closed in order for businesses to be sold or something due to stock manipulation. So a business can't be sold during stock hours. Because I thought there's no way they're going to announce it on a day where it's Independence Day and the stock market is closed, right? But apparently the stock market does have to be closed. All right, I'm going to jump into a few comments. If everyone could smash a like on the video if you haven't already, guys, it doesn't cost any money. Let's have a read of a few comments, and please do subscribe if you guys don't already. Right, anyway, so I've reported what the news is, okay? This has been reposted by Manchester Evening News. They've put it as their key event. They've put it right at the top of their banner. It's like a banner thing at the top of their page. Kind of like a breaking news type, where they have like a yellow banner and it says key event, blah, blah, blah. Right, and they've just posted it on Twitter as well. Next few hours, Qatari media makes fresh Man United takeover claim. Let's have a read if anybody else has put anything up about it. All right, anyway, guys, as we always do, we've brought the news to you. Anybody just joining in the last few minutes, Manchester Evening News have just reposted a story on their website which comes out from Raya, Qatar, Al Raya, a newspaper coming out of Doha. It says it's one of the 3 major newspapers in Doha, and the headline they're running with is Manchester United deal to be settled within hours. And they go on to say that the Glazer family that owns the club within the next few hours will sign off the deal after the Qatari group entered a bid to buy the club. Who said hours ago? So, I mean, this story went up on Manchester Evening News at 3:38, so literally like 20 minutes ago, guys. As soon as I saw it, I went and researched where the link was from, because I thought, any man or his dog could just make a Twitter page and just put out some absolute rubbish. I went and checked where they're reposting this story from, and it is from, as I said, Al Raya, which is supposedly, I've just Googled, it's the 3rd biggest newspaper in Qatar. It's been going since let me just check for you guys. It was founded in 1979, and then we also checked as well, guys. Someone did tell me before that reporting false news in Qatar is apparently illegal. So I did double check that, and I've just Googled that whilst we were live on air. I typed in, is it illegal to report false news in Qatar? If you guys search that yourself, it says there is a minimum of a 5-year prison sentence for reporting false news in Qatar, as well as a $28,000 fine. I remember someone telling me that before, that ultimately the stories that come out of Qatar, like, they have to be checked. They can't just put out stuff. So let's now just talk about what we actually think about this, guys, all right? Because, as I said, as I always do, I report the news. This has been put out by the Manchester Evening News. It's been put out by a few other places, okay? I'm now going to give my opinion. I've brought you guys the news as I always promised to do. I've brought it to you as quickly as possible within 10 minutes of the story going out. And now I'm going to give my opinion on it because I know it's important to get both sides of the story. So I'm actually looking at the newspaper article now. Manchester United takeover finalization in final hours. Somebody else has reposted the actual newspaper article from Al Raya. Manchester United takeover finalization in a few hours. That was on another person's Twitter. They posted a screenshot of the newspaper piece. But anyway, as I said, guys, I've brought you the news, which I hope you appreciate. I've brought it as quickly as possible. But now let's actually talk about whether we think this is legit. Okay. I just want to say from the off, if this was just on Twitter on one of those accounts that, you know, Qatari FC on Twitter, or just some random person who's probably not even from Qatar who's saying it's happened. Somebody else has just put on Twitter, somebody else I follow, the oldest newspaper in Qatar are reporting this. So apparently this Al Raya is the oldest newspaper in Qatar. Anyway, what do I think about this? Because that's the most important thing here, guys. People saying, is it a well-reputed publication? So I did check that. It's the oldest newspaper in Qatar. It's one of the 3 major newspapers in Qatar. As I said, there's apparently a 5-year prison sentence for putting out false news in Qatar. So that's the news, okay? That's the research I've found, I've looked into. And as always, I'm now going to give my opinion because I think that's important. Let's talk about whether we think this is true. Me personally, I do think the club's going to be sold to Qatar. Let's just start off by saying that, okay? I do think that Qatar will get the club, right? In regards to this story, obviously I don't know this Al Raya newspaper. I've never lived in Qatar. I'm not an expert in the different newspapers in Qatar. I've only got information I've just got off Google saying it is one of the 3 major newspapers in Qatar, and it's been going since 1979, okay? So to me, that sounds legit, as well as the fact that apparently it's illegal to put out false news and it can have a 5-year prison sentence. All of that makes me believe it's true. But there is always a but with stuff like this, okay, guys? I'm just reading the article again. Manchester United will be, and it is expected that the Manchester United purchase will be signed off by the Glazer family that owns the club within the next few hours. So let's just settle this here, guys, okay? If anybody's looking for the link, go on the Manchester Evening News website. All right, so Manchester Evening News have just put out another story. All right, guys, brace yourselves for this. Everyone smash a like on the video if you haven't already. I'm just going to read out what Manchester Evening News have just put out, okay? Everyone smash a like on the video whilst I'm reading it out, and then I'll jump into the comments as well. Let's have a look. Where are we? Here we go. Okay, so Manchester Evening News say Qatari media makes fresh takeover claim. Reports in Qatar have claimed that Manchester United's takeover could reach its conclusion in the next few hours. Blah, blah, blah. All right, hold on, let me just read the full report. So Manchester Evening News have put out like 2 or 3 stories in the last 10 minutes with ultimately the same thing. Reports in Qatar claim Sheikh Jassim could be set to win the race to become the club's new owner. Qatari outlet Al Raya has claimed it is expected, this is a quote, expected that the Manchester United purchase contract will be signed by the Glazer family that owns the club within the next few hours. So the Manchester Evening News have just put that up again. They've done about 2 or 3 stories on it. Yeah, so Manchester Evening News have just done they've kind of reposted it. I'm just having a look at the timeline here. So they posted about it at 3:38, and that was when I saw it. And then they've just done another story on the Manchester Evening News website. If you go on Manchester Evening News and then go on football and Manchester United takeover, you will find it there. The website they've put it out are called Al Raya, A-L Raya. I'll put it in the chat for anybody. So there you go. I put it in the chat. Anybody who wants to go and have a look at the website. That's the chat. Anyway, guys, I was giving you my opinion on it. Some of you might not care about my opinion, but at the end of the day, obviously the title of the video is hours away. That's what's being reported from Qatar media. If you want my opinion, because at the end of the day, guys, usually I just give you the news and then you can make up your mind on whether it's true or not, okay? In my opinion, I think Qatar have won the club, right? I do. I think they will get the club. I said yesterday I was 70% sure and 30% sure that that the Glazers would either stay. So it would either be the Glazers stay or Qatar. I would now go as far as saying I'm 75. I really would. I think the only option here is Qatar. I really do. Whether this story is enough to Whether this story is enough for us to do a here we go, obviously it's not, until it comes out from the BBC, until it comes out from The Athletic. And you might say that maybe that's me being... At the end of the day, guys, I don't know Qatar media. I don't want to say I don't trust it, but I don't live in Qatar. I've never lived there. I've never heard of Al Raya. If Fabrizio puts something out, or David Ornstein, or The Athletic, I will go out there and I will say that is definitely happening, because I 100% trust those people, right? I don't know any newspapers in Qatar. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The only reason I brought this story to you is because Manchester Evening News also put it out on their website. And obviously Manchester Evening News, they do put out some credible stuff, but they also don't put out credible stuff as well. So it is a bit 50-50. In my opinion, as I just said, if you guys care, I do think that Qatar will get the club. Whether it will be hours away, as this link says, I don't know. Obviously, if I knew that, I'd be sat on a yacht somewhere, you know, with a private island. If I was that close to the deal that I knew for 100% fact that Qatar had won the club, I would be a very, very rich man, wouldn't I? I would not be sat in my small house in Bristol. Let's be real. I'd be on a yacht. I'd have a private island, and I'd be getting that information. But that's the news that's been reported. I do think that Qatar will get the club. And as I said before, guys, people were saying, oh, well, the stock market's shut. They can't sell a club whilst the stock market's shut. Apparently, businesses cannot be sold within stock opening hours because of market manipulation, okay? So the stock market has to be shut. And that's why actually today being the day that they sell the club does actually make sense, because are they just using what was said on Rio's channel? Someone, Craig in the chat, saying, are they just using what was said on Rio's channel as a source to cover their backs? I mean, guys, I've been on the Al Raya website. I've read the article myself. I've translated it to English. It is an Arabic website. It's a legitimate website. I've read the story myself. I translated it to English. The headline is Manchester United deal to be settled within hours. This was this went up a couple of hours ago, right? Or like an hour or so ago, and Manchester Evening News have reported it. It's the headline story on the Al Raya website. Obviously, it's all in Arabic, but I put on Google Translate, so I've changed it to English. Let me just see if anything else is coming out, guys. Do get involved in the live chat. This is more of a breaking news one, so it won't be as interactive. I'm kind of just trying to bring you the news as and when it comes, so I'm not going to read out as many comments as usual, but do smash a like on the video, guys. It really helps the channel grow. But yeah, as I said, guys, some of you might want my opinion, some of you might not. I think it is important I give my opinion, because otherwise people can come and say, oh, you're talking rubbish, you're talking rubbish. I do think Qatar will win the club, right? I do. Sir Jim's out of the race. I can't see the Glazers staying, so I do think Qatar, Sheikh Jassim, will win the Manchester United race. And when you get stories coming out like this, you get Rio Ferdinand yesterday saying something big's going to happen. And then you get one of the 3 biggest newspapers in Qatar putting out this headline, right? I think it's something to do a video about. I do. I think it's worth bringing to you guys. And obviously, it's up to you guys to decide whether you think this is true, okay? As I've said, I think that Sheikh Jassim's going to get the club. I do. Whether that will be in a matter of hours, as this article says, who knows? As I keep saying to you guys, I'd be sat on a yacht with my own private island if I knew that type of information. But that has been reported by the 3rd biggest newspaper in Qatar. It's been going since the 1960s. As I said, there's a prison sentence of 5 years for putting out false news. So somebody at this newspaper has got the information from somebody, okay? That's all we can say for certain. They wouldn't put out this story if it was just completely made up. Because as I said, reporting false news in Qatar holds a 5-year prison sentence. So 100% this story has been given to them by somebody within Sheikh Jassim's camp. It has to be, because otherwise they're technically breaking the law. You know, The Sun, The Mirror, all of these newspapers in the UK can put out these rubbish articles and they can get away with it, can't they? But in Qatar, that isn't allowed. It's a 5-year prison sentence. If you don't believe me, type in on Google, is it illegal to put out false news in Qatar? Type that into Google, and I've literally just done it, and there's human rights websites, there's all sorts of different websites saying the penalty sentence is 5 years for putting out fake news, okay? So somebody within that newspaper has got the information from somebody in Sheikh Jassim's camp. Yeah? That's a fact. It has to be. Because otherwise they're breaking the law. That's how I see it anyway. And whether or not that means in 1-2 hours time, okay, someone else is saying The Mirror are now posting about it. So it does now look like, guys, there's a bit of a snowball effect. There's lots of different UK other places. Yeah, I mean, it's all over Twitter now. I'm not saying Fabrizio Romano's posting it. I'm saying all of the, the United exclusive, United districts, all of these accounts that put out Manchester United related news or repost news. And now, yeah, literally someone else saying the oldest newspaper in Qatar has just reported this story and taken a screenshot of the article. I didn't realize that. So apparently it's the oldest newspaper in Qatar. So as I said, guys, I think Sheikh Jassim's going to win the club. I do. I think it's inevitable. I really, really do. Whether or not this story that's come out of Qatar is 100% accurate and we're going to get, the announcement in the next few hours, I don't know. My guess is as good as yours. But that's the point of this channel, guys. We can come together. We can all share our opinions. We can, maybe dismiss some things that aren't true. I haven't actually said, guys, but do please smash subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost any money. I've just put a link in the chat. As soon as we get the here we go 100% confirmed Manchester United is sold, I will go live. So do smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I think we're the first channel, as far as I can see, who's discussed this, but I assume all the other channels will start bringing out this story in a minute because it's on the Mirror now. It's on Manchester Evening News. It's all over Twitter. Manchester Evening News have done they've reposted it about 3 different times. Let's have a look. Yeah, they've just done another story at 4 o'clock. They've put it up as a key event in like a kind of yellow banner saying reports in Qatar have claimed Manchester United's takeover will reach its conclusion in the next few hours. That's what they've put as a quote. Someone saying, is this news 100% true? Right, as I said, guys, I don't want you guys to all start running around in the streets screaming that the Glazers have left the club and then in an hour's time we find out they're staying, okay? The story that's coming out of Qatar from Al Raya, the 3rd biggest newspaper in Qatar, founded in the 1960s, is that the takeover is expected to happen within a matter of hours. That's the gist of it, okay? That's now been reported by Manchester Evening News. They've reposted that headline. The Mirror, lots of other UK journalists have now reposted this same story. Not saying from their own words, but saying that this newspaper in Qatar, Al Raya, are reporting this story, okay? They reported a few weeks ago that Sheikh Jassim was confident he was going to win the club, which I think now we can all agree that I think Sheikh Jassim is confident he's going to win the club because Sir Jim Ratcliffe is clearly out of the race. So I think that was true. And as I said to you guys multiple times before, there's a 5-year prison sentence for putting out false news. So let's just settle at this, okay? Let's just all agree to this. This newspaper in Qatar, Al Raya, they're called Alraya, right? They have got this story from somebody they believe to be credible within Sheikh Jassim's camp. They have to have. Because otherwise, there's a 5-year prison sentence for putting out false news. So I think the truth is at least that. But that doesn't mean it's 100% going to happen, does it? Who knows? Maybe this person in Sheikh Jassim's camp thought it was going to be a matter of hours away, but maybe it's not. Maybe the Glazers say they don't want to sell anymore. There's so many different options that can happen. Let's have a look. I will read out some more chats. Somebody saying how many hours away. As I said, guys, if I knew how many hours away, I would be sat on a yacht with looking over my private island. I wouldn't be sat in Bristol. Right, do get involved in the live chat. I will read some out before the end of the video. But as I said, guys, I know it's important for me to give my opinion on it. And I'm not going to say 100% that this story is true because I don't know. I don't know the people who write this newspaper. I've never heard of this newspaper. If this was coming out from Fabrizio Romano or The Athletic, I would say, guys, based on my kind of years on this planet of following football, I'd say that Fabrizio Romano is 100% reliable. I would. But I've never heard of this newspaper, okay? I don't follow Qatar news, so I can't say for sure that this story is 100% going to happen, But based on what I've said, they've got this information from somewhere. That's what I'll settle on. They have received this information from somewhere, someone they believe to be reliable. Yeah, and obviously Rio Ferdinand coming out with stuff yesterday. There's all these things that point to it being true. But I'd still say we're 50-50 probably on whether it will be announced today, My guess is as good as yours. All I'm doing for you here, guys, is bringing the news story that's been reported by multiple different platforms. Manchester Evening News, apparently the Mirror have just reposted it. It's all over Twitter now. All of the kind of, I don't know what you call them, all the, the United District, all of these Twitter pages with hundreds of thousands of followers are now putting out this story saying blah, blah, blah has just said this. So other people think it has some legs to stand on, and I do think it's worth doing a video for just to at least talk about it. But as I said, guys, I want you all to take a deep breath. This isn't a here we go. It isn't. But at the end of the day, guys, just look at it like this. At the very least, it's another positive. It's a newspaper in Qatar, the third biggest, putting out this story today in the Qatar news that, you know, that this is happening. That's all they're doing. And that's what we're discussing. Right, let's read out a few more comments. What's Night Boss saying? Let's see. All right, we'll just... All right, if anybody's going to be abusive, then obviously I will just remove you from the chat, you know? At the end of the day, guys, like, I'm doing this for free. It doesn't, I'm not making, you know, I'm doing this because I enjoy it. So if people are abusive, I will just remove you. I have no issue with doing that whatsoever. Everybody else on this, someone's saying, how long have you been on this planet? 29 years. 29 years I've been on this planet. Someone's saying fake multiple times. Let's put you on a user in timeout. I'm putting him on a timeout. As I said, guys, I'm not sat here saying that I know Sheikh Jassim and he's told me this. I'm literally just talking about a news story that's come out in a Qatari press, you know, on a newspaper. And that's all we're doing, okay? We're discussing it. We're having an open-ended discussion. You know, I'm not telling you what to believe or what not to believe. That's up for you to decide, guys. I'm not some evil dictator who tells you what to believe, okay? It's up to you. If you want to believe this story is true, then great. You go and do that. If you don't want to believe it's true, then that's fine. As I said multiple times, I think that the club will be sold to Qatar. That's what I think, okay? You might not care what I think, but I think it is important that I at least tell you what I think, because otherwise, if I sat here saying, the club's 100% sold, guys, it's sold, and it's not, then obviously that's not a good look, is it? I've given you guys the news. I've given my opinion. I think the club will be sold to Sheikh Jassim. I do. Okay? That's the black and white of it. That's my take on it. But obviously, if people disagree and want to say other things, that is completely fine. We're obviously just going to follow this situation. As I've said to you guys always, if there's ever any stories that I think are worth bringing to you, I will bring to you. I've seen it being reposted by Manchester Evening News. I've seen it being reposted by The Mirror. I know everybody really wants to know about the takeover stuff. And I think it's exciting. I do. At the very least, guys, I think it's exciting. And I'm excited. I might not seem it, but I am excited. So I hope you guys are excited as well. But I do want you to go away after this video, take some time to think about it yourself. Think about it yourself and think about whether you think it's legit. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. I would say it's 50-50 in my opinion, whether it's announced today. I would. But I do think the club will be sold to Qatar. I will say that. I've said this for the past month, guys. I'd say it's 70% likely to be sold to Qatar or 30% sold, the Glazers will stay. That's my take on it. I might be completely wrong. Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, to be honest with you guys, 99.9% of the people in the chat are really, really supportive and really, really nice. Like, at the end of the day, guys, this is just a news show. That is all that's happening. It's a news show. We talk about the news. We get each other's opinions on whether we think it's true. At no point do I say, guys, you know, I know the club's been sold. Somebody's told me the club's been sold. Like, I literally, I'm getting the information from the same places where you guys get the information. That's all that I do. I look all over the internet. I spend hours and hours and hours because I'm obsessed about Manchester United, following the news, following different journalists. And that's all I do, and then I bring it to you. That's pretty much the fundamentals of this channel. It's a community where we bring news together, we discuss it, and we have an open discussion. That's all we do. Let's have a read of a few comments. Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, the thing is, I'm not like upset with people disagreeing, because at the end of the day, at no point in this video have I said that I think it's 100% true, you know? All I'm trying to say, guys, is you have to make up your own decision. That's all that can happen in life. You can't have stuff dictated to you by someone else. You need to decide yourself on things, okay? That's all you need to do in any area of life. You shouldn't let people tell you what's right and what you should believe, okay? That's how I think. You should have your own mind, yeah? Whatever that might be, whether it's news, whether it's press, like, just have your own, you know, opinions on things. That's important. It's important to have your own opinions and to own it. And my opinion on this situation is that Sheikh Jassim will own Manchester United. Maybe that's because I want it so bad that I'm, you know, making myself believe it. Maybe that's because that's what I think is going to happen. Who knows? That's just in my head what I think is going to happen, okay? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking on Twitter. There's more people coming out with it. There's lots of... I'm telling you, by the time we end this video, all of the other channels that, you know, people watch will probably be doing a video about this same thing. And as I've always promised to you, whenever I see a story that I think is credible of some level, I will bring it to you, okay? If it's some guy on Twitter with 10 followers who says Qatar has been, you know, Manchester United have been sold to Qatar, I'm not going to do a video. I'm not. That's the black and white of it. But anyway, I'm going to stop, you know, explaining my stance on it. I hope everyone understands kind of my take on things. I try and be as honest as possible about things. Anybody who's missed what happened earlier on, I will recap at the end of the video. And yeah, I think it's a positive story at the very least. I really do. Yeah, and just to say as well, guys, like, I really do appreciate everybody who supports this channel so far. I really do. Like, at the end of the day, I'll say this now, I'll bring everything down to earth. Like, I know just as much as you guys do, okay? I love this club. I like making content. I literally have such a passion for Manchester United. But just to be completely real with you, me and you have the same amount of information at our disposal, okay? I'm no better than you. I don't know anything more than you do. I just literally spend most of my time thinking and looking at Manchester United related content. And I thought, well, if I'm that obsessed about something, then maybe I should do videos, because there's probably other people out there who don't have the time or want to look as much as I do at stuff. So that's kind of why I did the channel, you know. Right, let's read out a few comments. Do get your comments in the live chat. Yeah, and at the end of the day, guys, my promise has always been to you that I will try and bring, you know, news to you as soon as possible. We'll then discuss it. We'll then, you know, discuss whether we think it's legit. That's all I want to do here. I want to have a community where different people can come together. We can all have an opinion. Nobody's opinion is going to be like laughed at or shied away from. Everyone's welcome. And yeah, there's just no harassment, no, you know, racism, no bullying. Like that I won't stand for. But anything else, if you have an opinion, if you don't like Harry Maguire, then that's fine. If you don't like Anthony Martial, that's fine. But yeah, it's just a community. We're all level, guys. I'm not any better than you. This is a community for all of us. Yeah, Joshua's saying, I'm sorry for spamming fake, but we've been through it so many times. No, I appreciate it, Joshua. And anybody who is just like posting negative things, you know, anybody who is posting negative things, like I appreciate it. I understand how upsetting this situation is. Like, honestly, guys, it's been so mentally tolling over the last 8 months, like going through this takeover process. Like, it honestly, I'm sure you guys feel like this as well, but like it really has got me down at points. So when you're so invested in something and you love something so much, as we all do, and you see it being destroyed, and then you get a carrot dangled in front of your eyes, somebody saying, oh, Qatar are going to come in and, you know, they're going to save us. Like, it is so upsetting, guys. It really is. So I do feel all of your pain. And obviously, as I've always said, as soon as we get any bits of news like this, yeah, I mean, Manchester Evening News have just done a tweet about it saying, a big update, next few hours, Qatari media makes fresh Manchester United takeover claim. I mean, that's enough to get excited about, guys. Come on, we all just live normal lives. We all love Manchester United. And when we get stories put out like this, I get excited. I do. And I'm sorry if I get excited. Let's read. All right, let's read out a few more comments. I wasn't planning to do this video for that long, guys, but there's obviously loads of people in the chat, so I thought I may as well keep going for a bit longer. If people are new to the channel as well, please do just please do subscribe. It doesn't cost any money. Let's have a look. So someone says, I guess you have the ingredients to be a great YouTuber, and maybe please grow your hair. You have a lovely calming voice. Please grow your hair. See, look, I do take stuff like that funny. Like, that's funny, you know what I mean? Like, I like stuff like that. I did used to have long hair, guys, for anybody who does care. But in the summer when it's hot in the UK, like in the UK, guys, when it gets hot, it's really not very nice because you don't have air conditioning anywhere. It gets so hot, it's so sweaty. So in the summer, I usually just shave it all off. But if you stick around on the channel, when winter comes back around again, in about September, I'll probably start growing my hair again. So for anybody in the chat who's thinking, why am I looking at this guy with no hair? I wish he had some hair. Do not worry. When the summer ends in the UK, I will start growing my hair again. So yeah, everyone, please do smash a like on the video if you haven't already. But yeah, I do like comments like that when people, you know, I'm here to have a joke. I love having jokes with people. I really do. But obviously, let's have a read of a few more comments. Bob says bold is the new mullet. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, I think everyone should get hair like mine. We all love Erik ten Hag. We should all get hair like mine. All right. Let's have a read of a few more. Get a few comments in then, guys. And I will read out some things in a minute. I'm just going to see if there's anything else developing on this story whilst we are live, because it is always exciting when new bits and bobs come in. For anybody joining in the last few minutes, as I'm sure some of you are and are wondering what is going on. So let's paint the picture of how Kieran came across this news and decided to do a video, all right? I was sat downstairs, I was eating my lunch with my girlfriend, okay? I was on my phone as I was. I look on Twitter and Manchester Evening News repost a story saying takeover could be completed in a matter of hours, okay? And then they put a link to a newspaper in Qatar called Al Raya, which is the third biggest newspaper in Qatar, been going since the 1960s. And the headline is, Sheikh Jassim's takeover completed in a matter of hours, right? This was on a Qatari-based newspaper. And I thought, wow, I know I'm eating my lunch and I know I should probably be talking to my girlfriend and not on my phone, but that got my attention. I was like, I'm going to click on that story. At first, I thought this is just clickbait. I'm not going to even probably bother reading past the first line. So I clicked on it and I thought this is just going to be another Manchester Evening News clickbait, right? So I clicked on it. I had a little look and it had a link directly to this newspaper in Qatar, Al Raya it's called. Obviously, I clicked on there and it was all Arabic and I was on my mobile phone and my phone, unfortunately, I can't read Arabic. I don't know if you guys can, but I can't. So I couldn't read Arabic. So I went up onto my computer, I translated it and yeah, and now we're here. That's where we are. So yeah, that's the story. This newspaper in coming out of Doha. Someone's saying Rio tweeted to them. Not sure. Anybody who has any like bits of news and stuff that you want me to read out, let me know in the live chat and I'll read it. Just because it's quite difficult whilst you're live to to pick up bits of news. Right, let's read out a few more comments. But yeah, so in short, guys. It's yeah, so there's loads of the kind of, I don't know what you call them, these people on Twitter like United District, etc., etc. They're all putting out this story as well. A screenshot from the newspaper's website saying Sheikh Jassim is expected that the Manchester United purchase contract will be signed by the Glazer family that owns the club within the next few hours. That's what's on the website of the Qatar newspaper. And as I said, guys, apparently there's a 5-year prison sentence for putting out false news. So let's just, at the very least, okay? How I like to do this, I like to bring you the news and then I like to sometimes bring us down to earth, which maybe some people don't like. Maybe people want to run around on the street saying the Glazers have gone, which hasn't happened yet, right? I want to bring you back down to earth. At the very, very least, this newspaper, Al Raya in Qatar, the third biggest newspaper in Qatar, I've got this story from someone in Sheikh Jassim's camp that the contract for the sale of Manchester United will be signed by the Glazer family in the next few hours. At the very least, they've been given that information by someone in Sheikh Jassim's camp, purely based on the fact that there's supposedly a 5-year prison sentence for putting out false news. Now, at the end of the day, guys, the Glazers might have changed their mind. They might say, we're not selling the club. There's so many different things that can happen, right? But that bit I agree with. Welcome everybody who's just joining in the last few minutes. Yeah, welcome to everybody who's just joining in the last few minutes. I will round everything up at the end of the video. I don't want to keep repeating myself because I know some people who've watched for, since the beginning get a bit frustrated. But yeah, do subscribe if you haven't already, guys, and hit the notification bell. As I said, as soon as we get the 100% here we go, we will go live. And so yeah, stick the notification bell on. And as well, guys, anybody who's a regular will know, but anybody new, as soon as the Glazers leave the club, as soon as we do that video saying the Glazers are out, we will be giving away a Manchester United shirt to one person in the chat. So do subscribe and hit the notification bell. As I said, I saw this story and went live pretty much immediately, but I assume all of the other kind of larger channels will probably run this story soon. So, you guys can all go and check out the other ones as well if you like and see what their take on it is. My take is, I think that Sheikh Jassim's going to win the club. I do. And that's what I hope in my heart. I hope that Sheikh Jassim gets the club. I really, really do. But I'm not going to, be celebrating based just on this news story. I think it's promising. I really, really do, guys. But at this point, yeah, I don't know. We just have to wait and see what the end of the day brings us. We have got another show at 6 p.m. actually today, guys. And we've got a special guest on that one. We're going to be talking about all different types of things. I do apologize if I've missed any chats today, guys, because yeah, I do apologize if I've missed any chats today. This is more of a breaking news type show, so yeah, on the breaking news shows, guys, I can't really read out chats, to be honest with you. There's too much going on. My head is literally going crazy. I'm so excited that yeah, I don't really have the time to be reading out chats because I know people. This show is literally just focusing on this news piece at the end of the day, guys. So I hope everyone is enjoying it so far. We will stay live for a bit longer because I do feel that we are going to get more news coming out in the next kind of hours, I think it would just keep growing. I really do. We'll either get somebody saying that it's complete rubbish, or we'll get more bits on that same story. I'm just having a look if anything else has come. Please do smash a like on the video if you haven't already, guys. We've got nearly 500 people in the chat today, guys, so I think that is absolutely amazing. So everybody have a massive pat. Everyone give yourself a pat on the back if you've been here from the beginning. The channel is growing absolutely rapidly, and I'm so appreciative to everybody who enjoys the content. I really, really am. So big ups to all of you. Yeah, we've got over 500 people in the chat today, guys. I just want to say, guys, just to be on a level, one of my goals when I started the channel was to have 500 people watching a show, and we've achieved that today, guys. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thanks to all of you. Anybody just joining in the last few minutes, those of you who wanted me to recap, Manchester Evening News have kind of reposted a story from Al Raya in Qatar. I would just suggest any of you guys go on the Manchester Evening News website. I'm not sponsored by Manchester Evening News, guys, if you think any of that. Go on their website, go on the football section, and go on the Manchester United section, and you can then read it all for yourself, because as I said to you earlier on in the video, I always encourage you to have your own opinions on things. Don't believe, I want you to get the information that I give to you, as I do, process it, go away, have a think about it, and then make a decision for yourself, okay? If you think that this is enough, that the club's sold, then great. You enjoy the moment and do that. Me personally, I think it's positive. I really, really do, guys. But it's not here we go yet. We need a David Ornstein. We need the BBC. We need Bloomberg. We need all of these big institutions that put out, massive, massive stories to come out with it. And then I will do the video and we will all celebrate. But at the moment, it's another positive story. I think it's worth doing a video about. I think it's at least worth discussing. And I do hope you guys appreciate the efforts, because it literally came out and within less than 10 minutes I went live. I checked the legitimacy of it. I checked what this newspaper was. I checked it wasn't just some random guy who's made a Twitter and put out some rubbish story. All of that checked out, and here we are. So let's do a quick recap on where we are with everything. There was stories coming out from Rio yesterday that something big was happening today. Yeah, I mean, there's someone else posting it on Twitter who I know personally, and he's saying Al Raya newspaper published in Qatar are reporting it is expected that the Manchester United purchase contract will be signed by the Glazers in the next few hours. Yeah, this is somebody who's obviously just reposted it, but there are quite a few people now on Twitter putting out this same story that we're discussing here, guys. So yeah, I hope that someone's saying there's a Scouser in the chat. Yeah, I don't know about, I mean, everybody's welcome. If a Scouser wants to watch the channel, as long as they're not being abusive. All right, yeah, we 7-0, see, we all want Glazers in. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, that's just, I quite like it. I do. I mean, the fact that they're so triggered, right? The fact that a Scouser has to come into the chat because he's so triggered, he's so worried of what Manchester United's going to become. Everybody just feel happy about that. Imagine how much the rival fans are going to hate this. They're going to hate it so much. They are. Everybody is going to hate us. We're going to be hated even more than we were before. And the fact that we've got a Liverpool fan in the chat, like, unless he starts saying anything abusive, I'm fine with him being here. Because it just shows how triggered they are. It shows how scared they are of what we're going to become. Someone's saying Scouse is out. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, as I've said, as long as people aren't abusive, I have no issue. The fact that he... Someone says... So now he's saying, Klopp won the Champions League, you fool. I mean, that's great. You're not going to be in Champions League football next season, mate. So you're not even in Europa, are you? Or are you in Europa? Or are you in the Conference League? I don't even know. But Liverpool aren't in the Champions League next season. So Billy Marsh, mate, you go and enjoy watching the Thursday night football, because we certainly will not be watching that. We will be watching Champions League football at Old Trafford. So I hope you enjoy your Europa League, mate. I hope you win it. All the best for you. Everyone give Billy Marsh a shout out and, let him know that... Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, people saying kick him out, 7-0, ha. I mean, where did you finish in the league last season? You didn't get Champions League, did you? Did you win any trophies last year? No, you didn't. You didn't win any trophies. The only trophy you won was the 7-0 trophy, which, to be completely honest with you, yeah, when we lost 7-0, guys, I was absolutely devastated. But I would rather win a trophy and finish in the top 4 than beat Liverpool 7-0. Beating your rival 7-0 doesn't really mean anything, does it? It means on the day, you got pretty lucky, to be honest with you, Liverpool fan. You got very lucky. You did. let's be real. I think your XG for that game was like 2 or 3 goals. Every time one of your players kicked the ball towards our goal, it went in. That was a lucky game, and I don't even think it was deserved, to be completely honest with you. So you go and enjoy your Europa League. Go and enjoy your new signings. That guy from Hungary who no one's ever heard of, who got 5 goals and you spent £70 million on. You go and enjoy him. We are going to have new owners, and you're going to be absolutely shaking in your boots. So fair play to you, Liverpool fan. You know, fair play for you wasting your time coming onto a Manchester United channel. He's saying 5th, you fool. Yeah, well, you're still in the Europa League, mate. So go and enjoy that. We're going to be watching Champions League football. We're going to have new owners. You've still got FSG, who are an absolute, you know, rubbish bunch of owners. So yeah, stay in the chat, mate. Keep your comments coming in. I have no issue with you being here. I just find it funny, to be honest with you. And I do hope you enjoy Europa League next season. I really do. When you've got to go and play some team in Eastern Europe on a Thursday night and it's a 6-hour flight and nobody's going to be watching it, I do hope you go and enjoy that whilst we're playing proper teams. We're going to be playing, you know, actual proper teams, and you're going to be playing pub league teams. So I hope you enjoy that. And yeah, I hope you enjoy your new Hungarian signing who no one's ever heard of and you paid 70 million euros for. People are even saying he's the new Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, that's an absolute joke, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, he's gone quiet now, guys. He's gone quiet. So I think the Liverpool fan has left the chat. As I said, guys, anybody's welcome in here. I don't care if you support Liverpool, if you support Man City. If you want to waste your time coming into a Manchester United channel and piping up in the comment section, then I'll just put you in your place. Honestly, I have no issue with it. I don't. I have no issue with, you know, rival fans coming into the chat. If you want to waste your Tuesday afternoon trying to come at us in a Manchester United chat, then I'll just put you in your place. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Everybody's welcome. Even Liverpool fans are welcome, as long as they don't say anything, you know, racist or homophobic or anything like that. But Billy has gone. The Liverpool fan has left the chat, guys. Everyone wave goodbye to the Liverpool fan. Give us a wave. Bye-bye, Liverpool fan. Bye. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone off to probably take out a subscription for whatever channel the Europa League's on. He's probably gone to set his alarm for the 5 o'clock kickoffs on... He's getting abusive now. Here we go. Billy's still here. He can't think of anything intellectual to say, so he's now just started getting abusive. That pretty much sums it up, isn't it? I've put him in his place. He couldn't think of anything else to say, so he's now just trying to give us abuse. You living in the past. Oh, mate. I mean, this is just good entertainment. People are probably enjoying this. This is probably the most entertaining show we've ever had. So thank you, Billy Marsh. Thank you for coming into the chat. You've really, really made this show. People are probably loving this content. So, and I'm loving talking to you. So yeah, bye-bye, Billy. Go and enjoy your Thursday league, mate. If you haven't got anything more intellectual to say, then I suggest you go and do something else, to be completely honest with you, mate. I really do. All right. Sorry, guys. I got a bit distracted there, but you probably thought that was relatively entertaining. So I hope you did enjoy that, and I hope you enjoyed the banter. At the end of the day, it's all football. I don't spread any hate here. It's all peace. It's all love. All positivity. But if a rival fan wants to come into the chat and start piping up, then I will put them in their place, you know? And I'll take it. If people want to say Manchester United are finished, Manchester United this, I'll take it. I will. But you've also got to be able to take it. So Billy, the Liverpool fan, I honestly, guys, if Billy, the Liverpool fan, has subscribed, I really, really am excited for him to come back again, because that was probably the most fun I've had since I started the YouTube channel. You might think I'm sad. I don't really care. That was honestly the most fun I've had since I've started doing this YouTube thing. It really, really was. So if anybody has any rival fans who want to join the chat, please do get them involved, because I love having discussion. That's the whole point of this. Yeah, he's honestly, guys, he's probably gone to set alarms on his phone for all of the games that they've got in the Europa League. Remember, they have like 5 o'clock games in the Europa League. I mean, who's got time for that? You're still in work, and then you're like, oh shit, Manchester United are playing, and they're playing at 5 o'clock on a Thursday night. I mean, who's got time for that? Yeah. Sorry, guys, I went off on a complete tangent there, but I hope you did enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, everybody, guys, at least you're all being nice towards Billy, you know? Billy came into the chat. He thought he could be clever. Billy, the Liverpool fan, he came in, he walked on in, and he said, you know, I'm going to give these Manchester United fans abuse. He tried, he got put in his place, and then in the end, he just started being abusive and left. I mean, that just sums it up, doesn't it? That just sums it up. But for me, honestly, guys, that was the most fun I've had since I've started the YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm all here for it, guys. And I'm sorry if I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here, but I assume you people are enjoying it. So yeah, anybody jumping in about the Qatar situation, that is what we're here for. We're not here to have disagreements with Liverpool fans, which is what happened. The story that's coming out is coming from Manchester Evening News, being reported by Let's have a look. We've got another story coming in here, guys. See, it just comes in constantly. I don't know. They've just, see, the thing you have to remember with Manchester Evening News, they regurgitate the same stuff over and over again. So Manchester Evening News have put out Radcliffe needs to restructure bid, right? But that was from a report from Bloomberg like 2 weeks ago. So it is, you know, it's not worth talking about. At the end of the day, guys, I don't talk about stuff that I don't think is worth talking about. Right, where are we? We're supposed to do a show at 6 o'clock tonight, guys, but I mean, that's in like an hour, isn't it? Let me know in the live chat. Does everybody want me to do a 6 o'clock show? We're supposed to have a special guest on tonight, but let me know if people still would like me to do another show at 6. I can do it if people want it, but if people are okay, people wanting to know about Qatar, I do appreciate that you've clicked through to the video, so I will repeat myself quickly. We've been talking about for the last hour a story that's come out from the third largest newspaper in Qatar, founded in 1969, saying that the Manchester United takeover will be signed off by the Glazers, the contract, in a matter of hours. And Sheikh Jassim will be the winner ultimately. That's not the direct quote. I've read it so many times that I can't be bothered to read it. If you want to read it yourself, go on the Manchester Evening News. I'm not trying to be rude either. I'm just summarizing it for you. So the third largest newspaper in Qatar, founded in 1960s, putting out a story that Sheikh Jassim, the Glazers, will sign a contract in a matter of hours, announcing them as the owner. We then went on to say that we thought this was a positive story, but we're not, going to all sit here saying, that this is done and dusted. I think it's positive. I do think Sheikh Jassim's going to win the club, but I don't think we can 100% safely say that based on this one report from Qatar that it's definitely going to happen. As I said, guys, we need Bloomberg, we need Fabrizio, we need the BBC. As soon as that happens, we will do the Here We Go video, and we will be giving out a Manchester United shirt to somebody in the chat. Any number on the back, any name on the back. I'll buy it on the website and I'll put your address in. So I'll literally pay for it on my card and I will send it to whoever wins. So do subscribe if you haven't already, guys. And do hit the notification bell. I do go live like immediately as soon as there's any news. And for anybody who's new today, we usually go live at 8 a.m. UK time and 6 p.m. UK time. But as I said, if there's ever any breaking news throughout the day, we will also go live. Anybody asking about the interview tonight? Unfortunately, it is not with Billy Marsh, if you know the know. If you know, you know. Billy Marsh is the Liverpool fan. He's a famous Liverpool fan who tried to infiltrate the chat, and he got put in his place. He ended up getting abusive, and he left. So I do hope that Billy Marsh decides to join the channel again. I really, really do. I hope that he subscribed, because that's even better. If you haven't subscribed, then please do. So let's all hope that, as Malp said, imagine if Billy Marsh wins the United shirt. I mean, how poetic would that be, right? Billy Marsh comes into the chat, he gets put in his place, and then on the video announcing Qatar, which is all of our rival fans' worst enemy, right? They all hate Qatar. They don't want him to come. Billy Marsh, the Liverpool fan, wins the Manchester United shirt. I mean, imagine that. That would be beautiful. It would be a story worth telling for years and years to come. Oh, let's have a look. Where are we today? Yeah, but as I said, guys, massive shouts to everybody who's in the chat today. I do hope you've enjoyed the content and the conversation. As I said, we are live at 8 a.m. and 9 and 6 p.m. Ronnie Wilson is still piping up to Billy. Unfortunately, Ronnie, Billy has gone. Billy has left the chat. I completely shut him down and he left. He ran away. So, Ronnie Wilson, I know you're just, I have no issue with you putting your comments in, Ronnie Wilson, but I just want to break the news to you. Billy Marsh, the Liverpool fan, has gone. He's left. He's not here anymore. He's gone off to do something else. He's probably gone to put his pants in the washing or something. I don't know. He thought he'd take time out of his day. He must have a really busy life to go onto a Manchester United channel and try and pipe up to us. So yeah, Ronnie Wilson, I know you're just having a bit of fun, mate, but unfortunately, your friend Billy is gone. So you can write as many comments as you want, but unfortunately, all right, guys, I've just got something. Yeah, as Joe says, do hit the like button for Billy Marsh, guys. Do hit the like button. I've got a bit of a conspiracy here, all right? We're going off on a bit of a tangent, guys, but I do think it's fun to have some conversation. What about this? What about if Billy Marsh is actually still in the chat? What if Billy Marsh has just gone quiet? What if he sat there still watching? That is a possibility. Billy Marsh might be cleaning his pants in the washing machine, and he might in the background be listening to us. So you better watch what you say, guys, because Billy Marsh, the Liverpool fan, could well still be here. So everybody just, you know, take a deep breath. Be warned, Billy Marsh might still be about. Billy, if you're in the chat, mate, please do say hello. We all miss you. Please come back, Billy. We miss you, Billy. Come back, please. Oh, guys, I actually kind of miss him now. I'm not going to lie. I was really enjoying that part of the show. I really was. If anybody knows Billy Marsh, tell him to come back. Tell him that I'm sorry and I didn't mean it, and we can be friends again. And tell him as well that if he subscribes to the channel, he might win a Manchester United shirt. That will definitely get him back. So if anybody knows Billy, tell him to come back. All right, anyway, let's move on, guys. Enough about Billy. We all love Billy. He's a legend of the channel. He's going to go up. We'll talk about Billy forever. If any of you guys want to make a fake account called Billy Marsh and come in, I will have the utmost respect for you. But I mean, again, who has the time to do that? Anyway, enough of the Billy Marsh situation. Right, let's have a quick look if anything else is coming out on this story. As I said, I'm supposed to be, Manchester Evening News are absolutely hammering this story. They've just posted it again on Twitter 52 seconds ago. The takeover could be reaching its conclusions. Qatari media makes fresh Manchester United claim saying that the Glazers will sign contract in the next few hours. So whatever you think, guys, the Manchester Evening News are hammering this story. Whether they're just trying to get clicks, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Fatty says, what did I miss? I always miss the best stuff. Anybody who joined the show late, I honestly would, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, because honestly, guys, I'm a very modest person, and I'm in, again, you might not care about this, but in the real world, I do not celebrate my own successes, okay? But I do think that anybody who has joined this stream late, it is worth watching this show again, because it has actually been quite enjoyable. Like, it's genuinely been quite entertaining, mainly because of Billy Marsh, but anybody who joined late, Ronnie Wilson, I genuinely thought that you were Billy Marsh then. I'm not even joking. For some reason, I've got his name stuck in my head that as soon as Ronnie Wilson put in a comment, because I'd spoken about him earlier, about the Billy Marsh thing, I thought he was back. I really did. But yeah, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, guys, but anybody who joined late, I would honestly recommend you restarting from the beginning when this ends and watching it. Obviously, if you want to, you don't have to. Yeah. As everyone says, we're waiting for an announcement. We really are. We really are, guys. Irvin, if Billy's my neighbour, I don't think Billy's my neighbour, unfortunately, guys. I don't think my neighbour likes football. I really don't. He doesn't seem like the type. Yeah. Right, let's have a quick look, guys. We're going to wrap the video up in a minute because, as I said, I'm supposed to be doing a show with somebody else at 6 p.m. today, which we will carry on talking about this story with him. If everyone could smash the like button, there's over 500 people watching, so do please smash the like button. As I said, guys, one of my goals when I set out to do this channel was to get 500 people watching, and we've achieved that today, guys. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, big ups to everybody in this community. I only see this community getting bigger, and I do all appreciate all of the people who've been here from the beginning. I really, really do. So massive shouts to all of you guys. And honestly, I cannot wait for the day that the Glazers leave the club and we can all sit here celebrating. All right, somebody in the chat saying, I'm going to read this one out because I think it's worth reading. So Kevin says, I live in Qatar, not seen this paper mention the takeover, must have some legs as because of the media rules here. Yeah, so Kevin, the paper's called Al Raya. If you go on, I was on the website just now. I can put a link in the chat. I don't know whether it will work. I don't know. I mean, that link looks absolutely mad. I'm trying to put the link to this website in the chat for anybody who wants to see it afterwards. I mean, it's all in Arabic, so you've got to get a translator. I'm not sure how to get it up. But yeah, there's somebody in the chat who says they live in Qatar. I'm not sure, guys, but if you go on Twitter, I'm sure like loads of other channels have reposted this same story on there, so you'll be able to see it there. Where are we? Anybody who's just joined in late, guys, it's been an absolutely amazing show, and I do encourage you to just skip back and watch from the beginning. I know that's a bit like frustrating, but yeah, I don't want to just keep repeating myself. So in relation to Onana, guys, anybody who missed the show this morning, Manchester United have put in a bid believed to be around 40 million euros for Onana. That was coming out from Damasio, who's obviously an Italian journalist. And Inter Milan are supposedly wanting around 50 million euros. I know, so the newspaper, hold on, guys. Al Raya. Anybody wanting to know what the newspaper's called in Qatar? It's called Al Raya. I've just put it in the chat. Anybody in the UK, go on the Manchester Evening News. So the website's manchestereveningnews.co.uk. Go on football and then go on Manchester United Takeover, and you will see all of their posts about it. Yeah, again, big ups to everybody who's showing love in the chat. I really, really do appreciate you all. And yeah, as I said, everyone is welcome here. As long as people, you know, are not racist, they're not homophobic, and, you know, don't bully anybody, everybody is welcome. Even Billy, the Liverpool fan, is welcome. Honestly, guys, he is. But if he's going to pipe up like he did last time, I will put him in his place again. So yeah, everyone please do smash a like on the video. There's like 500 of you watching and we've got like 250 likes, so please do like. It doesn't cost any money, and do subscribe if you've enjoyed the content. I do think this show has been a particularly good one, yeah, particularly because of the Liverpool fan and obviously because of the news that's come out, but yeah, as somebody says, we're in the end game now. Someone asking about Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen isn't going to join Manchester United, guys. He's not. I reckon he'll go to Chelsea, if anywhere, to be honest with you. He's believed to be signing a new contract as well at Napoli. That was what was being reported in the last few days. Victor Osimhen is looking to sign a new contract, a 1-year extension at Napoli, but with a release clause included. So I don't think we can start talking about people like Victor Osimhen, guys. Even if Sheikh Jassim gets announced today, we're still going to be within the same kind of frame of budget. So yeah, we can't get too excited, guys. We can't. We're not going to be winning the Champions League next season if we get Qatar. Let's be completely real. We're not. It's going to take a couple of years for us to get in a position where we could even compete, in my opinion. So we just got to be positive. I'm sure that everyone wants to, you know, hope that we win the Premier League next season. But as it stands, guys, with the players we're bringing in, you know, the players Arsenal are bringing in, like, we're going to probably struggle. Let's be real. Let's have a look. Eamon says, keep your pretty head low. I mean, that's probably the weirdest comment we've had of the stream, Eamon, but yeah, okay. I quite like it. I mean, I'm quite scared about it at the same time, but at the same time, I'm also intrigued. Why do I need to keep my head low? Like, you want me to do the stream like this? I mean, I don't think you really want to do that, do you? I'm not sure. But yeah. Honestly, guys, this has been an absolutely incredible stream. I think I'm going to wrap it up there unless you guys want me to continue. Let me know in the chat whether you want me to continue. I mean, there's still 450 of you in the chat. So if you think I'm just rambling at this point, then please do let me know. We can move on to other topics. This was just going to be about the takeover because that was what was being reported. But if you want me to bring you news on other topics, then we can do that. Do let me know. I'm happy to go on for a bit longer if you want me to. I do enjoy chatting with you lot. It doesn't feel like work. So yeah, and I do like comments like people like Eamon who are saying, keep my pretty head low. I mean, no one else in the chat ever compliments me. Eamon said that I've got a pretty head, so maybe you guys should be a bit nicer to me sometimes, because as far as I remember, Eamon is the only person in the chat who's called me pretty. So if you guys want me to keep doing this, all right, okay, apparently it's a line from a song. I mean, now you've just completely shattered my confidence. Eamon, I thought that you were being nice to me. I thought you were calling me pretty, and now you're just telling me that it's a line from a song. I mean, you know how to shatter a man's confidence, don't you? But anyway, we move on, guys. I'm only joking. Like, yeah, I'm only joking. It might not be funny, but I'm joking, okay? People saying just joined recap. Okay, at the end of the video, I'll do a really, really quick recap, okay? So far, just on the comical level, we've had a Liverpool fan come in who left the chat in a mad rage, and we've had someone call me pretty. That's all that people are here for at the end of the day, guys. I don't think any of you actually are here for Manchester United, are you? You're just here for the you're just here for the lols, innit? You're just here for the banter, which I do think we've had a lot of on this stream today, guys. It's been one of the best ones to date, I would say. The comedy level has been 10 out of 10, so big ups to all of you lot. All right, we've got another person who's calling me pretty. Hashley says, you are pretty. Here, I called you pretty too. I mean, there we go, guys. We've had 2 people in the chat call me pretty today. I mean, I'm just going to say it here, guys. What's going to happen when Sheikh Jassim gets announced? I'm really worried about what you guys are going to be calling me. Like, it's probably going to get pretty weird, isn't it? All right, Irvin says you kind of look like Ten Hag a bit. All right, guys, all right. I mean, to be honest, this stream's just gone off on a bit of a tangent. It started off really well, but all right, here we go, guys. How's this for you? I mean, people are probably thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? All right, someone's calling me beautiful now. All right, this chat is getting... Here we go, guys. This is the best. This is probably the best. What do you think of that? Alex is asking if I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right, mate. Don't worry. Don't worry. Someone's saying let's do a poll to see whether you're pretty or not. We're not going to do a poll, guys. We're not going to do a poll. But yeah, I am secretly Eric Ten Hag's son. I do. He is my father. He is my, you know, he's my idol. I love Eric Ten Hag. Hence why I've got the haircut. Someone's saying, all right, this is getting weird now. It really, really is. But I'm just going to run with it because I think it's kind of funny and I'm enjoying it. So somebody says, why the brown head and the black eyebrows? I mean, I think learning Genos, you have officially won the weirdest comment of the chat. Somebody's asking me why I've got brown beard and black eyebrows. I mean, I've thought that for the whole of my life. If anybody knows why I've got, someone says you look like Carl Pilkington. I mean, that is just insulting. But at the end of the day, I'm for it. We're all here for a laugh, aren't we? Honestly, guys, I don't know why I've got a brown beard and black eyebrows. I don't know. All right, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't answer that question for you. I wish I could. You know, at the end of the day, I'm only supposed to be talking about Manchester United stuff, but the chat has gone a little bit wayward this afternoon. It is gone a bit weird, but at the end of the day, it's funny and I enjoy it. So, yeah. All right, someone wants me to compare with Carl Pilkington. All right, I'm going to do that really quickly. Like, guys, you've got to smash a like on this video. You really do, because I'm being exploited here. You're asking me to do things and I'm doing it. Someone's asked me to compare myself. Someone's asking me to compare myself with Carl Pilkington. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Carl Pilkington is pretty ugly. So I am slightly offended, but I will do it just for a joke. Here we go, guys. There you go. That's Carl Pilkington. If anybody, I don't think I look like him. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. It's getting a bit weird. I will be back at 6 p.m. later with a special guest. Please do smash a like on the video. It doesn't cost any money. I've been compared to Carl Pilkington. I've been compared to Ten Hag. I've been called pretty twice. I've been called beautiful. All sorts of weird stuff has happened on this show. I think it's been a good one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do subscribe. Please do hit the notification bell. Like the video. Tell other friends if you want. We've got a really great community here. We can all have a laugh. Nobody takes himself too seriously. Massive shouts to everybody here. Lots of love to you all. I love you guys. I'll speak to you guys soon. Peace out.